You don't see this every day. 5 infielders, 3 to the right side of the infield. All of them playing in the grass. The 3-1. The other way for the game. Jake Casey with his 11th and biggest hit of the summer. Eddie King Jr. scores. Orleans half a point away from first place in the East with a 2-1 win over Harwich. Ground ball towards the right side of the infield, into the outfield. 1 run scores. Eblin gets the call home. The throw and tag from Hunter. He's out! Got Eblin on the left shoulder. Fenwick Trimble with a beam from right. And Orleans keeps the lead, but Bourne cuts it in half. The tying run, you see him right there, Derek Bender holding his gold batting gloves in his hands on second. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. The throw over to third. It's in time! He's holding his gloves in his hands, but it doesn't help him there. Strike him out, throw him out. The 1-2. Up in the zone and a whiff. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jake Peppers to end the inning, who's gone through 4 scoreless frames with 4 strikeouts. And it's still 4-0 Orleans as we go to the bottom of the 4th on the Birds Broadcast Network. Clark's 0-1 on the ground. Oyama scoops it easily. Throw to first. There it is. 20 games into the 2023 season. The 22nd season for Kelly Nicholson in Orleans. And it's win number 400 for the skipper, who now becomes the 7th in the 100-year history of the Cape Cod Baseball League to achieve the milestone. Bottom of the 8th on the Birds Broadcast Network, tied at 3 in Game 2 of the East Division Championship. Will Armbruster has been extremely efficient. He's recorded 7 outs on 28 pitches. Now he faces one of the tougher outs in the Cape Cod Baseball League in Jack Penny. 0 for 2 on the game with a walk. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it high into the netting, and goes behind.
Penny just missed that one, a high fastball that he just fouled back. So close. 1 run changes the entire game here.
Firebirds have scored most of their runs this postseason in the late stages. Came into the night over their first 3 postseason games, having scored 12 of their 14 runs in the 7th inning or later. Same thing held true in the first game of this series. Orleans scored 7 of their 8 runs after the 7th inning, including a grand slam from Fenwick Trimble. The 0-2 misses outside, and Penny takes ball 1. Tonight, the Firebirds offense did put 3 runs on the board before that magic number mark, but still looking for some late contributions, especially from Jack Penny, who's had a couple of massive moments late in games. Fouls this one towards the street in left field. Still 1-2.
The third baseman, Hardy, is playing where the shortstop is playing. A lot of room on the left side for Penny if he can find a way to go the other way.
Went the other way on a fly out to left field in the 3rd inning. Also doubled in Game 1 the left field against the shift. The 1-2. Good take. A miss outside from Armbruster evens the count. Orleans with 7 hits on the game. 3 runs to show for it. 2 in the 3rd inning and 1 in the 5th. Penny, another foul ball. His approach never changes from the plate. Doesn't expand his strike zone. And ever since early on in July, has been one of the best players in the Cape Cod Baseball League. 3 to the right side of second base. Penny goes the other way, but it's foul. Another 2-2 awaits Penny.
Continues to battle, continues to fight. Pitch number 7 upcoming.
35 pitches for Armbruster. One of the best options for Scott Pickler's bullpen since joining the team in the middle of July. The 2-2 misses outside. Penny's worked the count full. This is the kind of at-bat that can change the complexion of a ball game. And an at-bat we've seen from Jack Penny time and time again in the late stages. Orleans wouldn't be here without his contributions in the first round against Harwich. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Will Armbruster again with strikeout number 4.
It's a really good at-bat by Jack Penny, but the fastball high gets him to swing through it. Right now, it's just a battle. Every single at-bat goes multiple pitches. Armbruster versus this Orleans lineup. It's been so good in the later innings.
Matt Hall back, checks his swing, but it doesn't matter. There's a strikeout side from Armbruster, 0-1. Hallback has had such a good summer, and especially against YD. 1 for 3 tonight. He singled in the second inning. That makes the California native 9 for 26 overall against YD. Another pitch on the outer half, but Armbruster gets the call on to get ahead in the count even farther, 0-2. The base is clear with 1 out and a tie game. A third pitch outside, but a ball this go around. Hall back, stays alive.
3 sliders. You know a fastball's coming soon.
Can Hallback pounce on it if the opportunity arises? Armbruster's 1-2. Is popped up into the middle of the infield, charging in and making a difficult play is Brady Day. Made an error earlier in this game, but ever since, the Kansas State Wildcat has been very good, and the All-Star records the second out of the inning.
An inside fastball that ties up Hallback.
Eddie Micheletti Jr. singled in the 6th inning for his first hit of a ball game. The crowd favorite takes the first pitch for a ball. Started out his baseball journey right here on the hill. Grew up watching Firebirds games since the age of 7 when his family had a summer house right here in Orleans. A day 1 Firebird this summer. Had the first 3 years of his career, very productive years at George Washington in the A-10, transferring to Virginia Tech for his senior season. Micheletti, somebody who grew up not only growing his passion for the game of baseball here on the Cape, but doing everything here on the Cape. 3-0 in the count. Learned how to surf on the beaches of Cape Cod. Grew a fear of sharks right here on Cape Cod. Has had so many big moments for the Firebirds this summer. The first home run of the year for Orleans right here from Eldridge. 3-0, misses low, ball 4. He does that often, turning in good at-bats, and now he's walked 6 more times than he's struck out on the year.
A good at-bat. Armbruster can't find the zone. And a base runner for the Firebirds here with 2 outs. That's big.
A mound visit not for Scott Pickler, but instead for YD pitching coach John Raiola. Or at least it appeared like that would be the case. But Raiola, right before making it to the third base line, went right back to the dugout. Armbruster seems to be all right. Even after handing out a 4-pitch walk to Micheletti Jr. with 2 away, tries to get it done this time around against King Jr., who's 0 for 3. First pitch swinging, line drive, it gets past Day and into center field. 8th hit of the night for the Firebirds. Back-to-back 2-out base runners. Brandon Stallman tries to play the hero. Pinch runners going to come into the game. Dylan, we saw Justin Rubin doing some sprints along the bullpen. Now he's going to try to give it a sprint if a ball is put in play. He comes into the game as a pinch runner for Eddie Micheletti Jr.
Yeah, I'm not sure Kelly Nicholson was going to use him with 2 outs if Micheletti was on only first base. Now that he's on second in scoring position, any ball to the outfield, and Ruben's going to come around and try to score.
It's a game of cat and mouse. Kelly Nicholson goes for the bench. Scott Pickler goes for the bullpen. Will Armbruster was so good in his first 2 innings on the mound, but he runs into a bit of trouble trying to round out his third full frame. Back-to-back 2-out base runners. Eddie Micheletti Jr., Eddie King Jr. Who is the pitcher tasked with keeping this game tied in the bottom of the 8th? You'll find out in just a moment on the Birds Broadcast Network.
You know, it's easy to get that chin up after that.
Why do you think this team was able to carry that same mindset even after falling behind 5-0?
You know, we got some fight in this. Like, every game we've lost since I've been here, we've made a comeback.
I know you've only been here for a little while, Justin, but Katsuda won 8 in a row heading into tonight. You're not supposed to do that in the Cape Cod Baseball League, but the fact that you guys ended that win streak, what do you think that means for this group?
I think the one thing that could set people apart is their confidence and the way they play.
So you've been playing really well as of late. Somebody who also played really well for Orleans, your head coach at the University of San Diego, Brock Ungricht. He played for this team in 2005. He won a championship. What did he say about that when he heard you were going to be a Firebird?
He was happy. He wanted me out here so bad, and he just wanted me to have the best time out here like he did.
So what do you enjoy most about the Orleans experience? And did your coach tell you anything about what to do when you were here at Eldridge Park?
Yeah, he told me to enjoy the field as much as I can.
He kind of carved through us the first 2 innings, kind of made me look stupid. So, I mean, clearly he's a good pitcher. But we know that we're a good hitting team, and we were just able to string a couple together there.
Just talking about the mental side of things, when somebody does make you maybe look a little bit stupid, their stuff is really good, it catches you the first time around, how do you readjust mid-game and kind of keep your cool?
For me, I think the biggest thing is knowing that the elite players, they fail 7 out of 10 times. You hit 300, you're one of the best players to ever do it. So one at-bat's not going to dictate the next one. It's certainly not going to dictate the rest of the game.
And for you last night, your first extra base hit of the year, how do you think you can translate that, use that success, and translate it into your future appearances behind the dish?
I was in a YD uniform pitching here, so I hope I get the chance to pitch at home. That's all I want.
Is it kind of weird just pitching? Because I know last year, YD, the playoff win that ended Orleans' season, now you're helping Orleans make the playoff push. Is that weird at all?
Yes, it's definitely very weird. Coming here, you almost feel like a traitor.
In 2003, the Firebirds won the Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Who did they beat? The Bourne Braves. 2 years later, first year Kelly Nicholson's the manager of the Firebirds. Who did they beat? The Bourne Braves. You might be catching the trend. 2023, 18 years later, we're back from Eldridge Park. It's the Firebirds, it's the Braves, it's the Cape Cod Baseball League championship. Trying to make it 3 times in the 21st century. Let's see if it can happen. That's the scorching start. Ian Nicholas, Dylan Pescator here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Thanks so much for joining us ahead of a historic Game 1 in the CCBL Finals. Dylan, the Firebirds have won 4 games in a row, got a day off yesterday, but really, how did they get here?
They got here because of their pitching staff, Ian. In 4 games against both Harwich, 2 against Harwich, 2 against YD, 10 runs allowed by this pitching staff, which has been so good, and they send their ace to the mound too, and Grayson Carter, a rested bullpen as well. They are as set up as anyone. Pitching has won for Orleans as well as clutch hitting.
Talk about clutch hitting. These Bourne Braves, they have scored 50 runs in 5 playoff games, just scored double-digit runs in each of the last 2 games against the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, 1 through 9. This is the best lineup the Cape Cod Baseball League has had to offer all year.
That has really emphasized that this season.
And this season, it wouldn't be possible for the Orleans Firebirds or any teams in the Cape Cod Baseball League without the host families, underappreciated but not undervalued by the third member of our crew, Sammy Miller. Sammy, what do you got?